Hi everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Just woke up, just gonna review this, because reviews are my breakfast. And this review is going to take a long, hard look at the new Wild Nothing LP, Nocturne. He is really practicing. Alright. Wild Nothing is the musical project of singer-songwriter Jack Tatum. I reviewed his debut LP a few years ago, and it was a thoroughly enjoyable record. A really dreamy, light, soft indie pop and rock record. Some very jangly guitars, almost everything in the mix, a little wet with reverb. It's not a sound I've exactly enjoyed as it's gotten popular. I'm talking about acts like Real Estate or Dive or Beach Fossils, Lotus Plaza to an extent, Craft Spells. I haven't liked most of it. Not all of it, most of it. Because a lot of the time, stuff like this is more aesthetic than anything. Once you have the guitars and vocals soaked in reverb to the point where they're blurred beyond recognition, nothing else matters. The songs can be boring, the lyrics can be bad, the vocal delivery can be really apathetic. To an extent, even Wild Nothing's debut suffered from some of these issues. What I did enjoy about the album is that throughout it had some pretty sweet, catchy melodies, some nice song structures, and a lot of variation across the tracks. And that is what is sort of making me want to revisit and see what they're doing next, despite not being the biggest advocate of this style. And I'm glad I did, because the thing is, to me, this record is a nice improvement over Gemini. I'm gonna use the M word. They've definitely matured. The playing is better, the recording is better, there's extra instrumentation that pops up on some of the tracks, especially like the first track that has a nice string section on it. The sounds are more lush, more vast. The singing is way more engaging. The song Shadow has a very strong thematic melody, a driving snare drum, a breezy vocal delivery that seductively hits every note. Jack Tatum, when he's singing on this record, I didn't really get this vibe on the last record. On this record, he has this kind of throaty, whispery quality to his singing. It actually kind of reminds me of Billy Corrigan a little bit in a sense. Especially when I'm hearing the strings in the song. I'm definitely hearing that melancholy kind of vibe on this LP. It's pop, it's rock, but it's also refined and very moody. I'm really liking the second track on the LP too, Midnight Song. I love that chord progression on the chorus. A lot of melody, very strong, dreamy melody coming out of that portion of the track. Even a few tracks kick it off with some very fiery kind of guitar leads. Nocturne, Disappear Always, and it just adds to that strong sense of melody that permeates every single song. Of course, there's a head swaying rocker on this thing, Only Heather, which is fast, it is catchy. I did think the lyrics were a bit corny though. However, I do like that hook. Only Heather. The track Paradise has some very glossy synthesizers, a new wave beat, kind of a delivery that I would liken to Craft Spells or New Order, of course. I'm really liking the semi-deadpan vocals on that one. That rhythm guitar is awesome too. The vintage synth tones as well. Good stuff. Just a lot of light, dreamy grooves and good songs together. At last. Even when I'm not particularly smitten with a groove on this track, like Through the Grass or This Chain, I do find other things about the song that I think are appealing. I just think there are a lot of things to admire about this record. It is just a beautifully painted portrait consisting mostly of just pastel colors. Pastel. A lot of well-developed melodies here, the occasional cheesy synthesizer circa 1985, but kind of repurposed. It's just kind of one dreamy hit after another. If I do hold any issues with this LP, I do tend to be more of a fan of, I guess, bolder music, louder music, music that just has stronger, darker, or brighter colors. And you are kind of sacrificing that when you choose to make dreamy rock or pop such as this. That led to a lot of moments I thought were kind of forgettable when I was first listening to this, but there were enough tracks that I thought were just catchy upon first listen that kept me returning to this until the point where I really kind of got those more subtle tracks. There was never really no point on this LP where I was like, man, what were they thinking? And despite the fact that this is a very quiet album, boredom was very, very far away in my mind. I am pretty much feeling a light 8 on this LP. Enjoyed it a lot. If you guys have listened to it, what do you think? Did you love it? Hate it? Why? And what should I review next? Anthony Fantano, Wild Nothing, Nocturne. Oh, and remember, the good comment, the great rate, the strong subscribe, forever.